We have next speakers in line. Bharti ma'am already introduced herself and thoda sa unhone bataya, but the main reason she is here, there is a story behind, and today she is going to share her story, her journey of life. Bharti is working as a director in a multinational company, but her passion for traveling compelled her to cover almost 2 lakh kilometers across the world. Being a mother of 4 kids, she will be sharing her experience of traveling with kids and newborn babies. Please welcome Bharti Maan.
Thanks, Abhishek. So I think it's a thank you everyone for coming here again and for this opportunity to listen to me. Traveling started as a passion. Having born in rural areas, I think what Chandni empathized, and we have been listening since childhood also, that India lives in its villages. That's a thing that we hear since childhood. But I think now it is true that globally the culture of every country lives in its villages. And she is very true about speaking that if you want to feel Spanish or you want to feel French or Irish, you have to really explore the rural India. So having said that, but being born and brought up in rural India, the first thing that was passion for me was cities, life in cities. I wanted to say bye to my rural background. I wanted to say never come back to rural India. I didn't want to come back to those streets, the dusty streets, and the people who couldn't hold the kind of conversations that I wanted, you know, around technology, around fashion, around everything that was part of my life. So being an engineer again, you know, the cliche thing, being an engineer, being an MBA, that was easy for me to say goodbye to that life. But then eventually a gap started happening in the life, you know. Coming again from a simple family, I had this opportunity to get married very early in my life. And as they say that for any women, the biggest career decision that you make, you know, if you want to take a biggest career decision, it is the person whom you are going to marry. It's not about which job you want to take, which profession you want to take, but the person whom you are going to marry, that is what makes a tremendous difference to your career. And for me, it proved out to be true. The person I married, he was again from a rural background, again living the kind of dream that I had. And one thing that hit both of us together was we were fond of traveling, we were fond of driving. So back in 97, Maruti 800, second hand, no AC working. I and Devendra, we started our first thing after the marriage, you know. We just put our stuff in the back side of the car. Obviously, back seat was a big empty area. And we started our journey only to realize that our radiator hadn't been working. And we were going towards Sariska at that time. So it was good experience. And we would stop our car at every 50 kilometers in front of a dhaba where a big hand pump is throwing out water. We would pick up 2 buckets of water on the car, 5 minutes of wait, and another 50 kilometers, another 2 buckets of things. And trust me, we couldn't reach Sariska. I mean, how do you manage to reach Sariska with food and everything? So on the way, we stopped at a dhaba. Our journey was not complete, and the night came, and we decided that we don't want to travel any further. And that was our restart of our binding with rural India again. We found a place and we decided to stay there for the night. It was a small household, neat and clean, nice one, you know, the roadside homestay kind of thing. We stayed there for the night, and that's when we realized that what we really wanted to do was to travel. And we had an opportunity of travel because we both liked road journeys. And that's where our journey started. Every Friday, we would just simply put our luggage in the car. We will go, and we made it a point that every month We were in IT industry, so life was not never so tough for us. We would just take 2 extra days for us, and 4 days were good enough for a travel holiday. And we started exploring initially the first 200 kilometers, then the 400 kilometers, then 600 kilometers, then 800 kilometers, and eventually the distance ceased to matter. What mattered was our apparatus. We would always have a camp at the back of our car. We would always have some packets of ready to eat Maggie, the universal thing in our car. We would always have our thick woolen jackets at the back of our car. Certain things our car always had. And we started going towards all sort of places across Himachal, across Uttaranchal, across the whole of India. And this is how we covered a lot of parts of the world. And then we both moved to Europe. As I took admission and he had his job, we both moved to Europe, and that's where we started driving across Europe, across the countries that few people know about, like Poland, Croatia, and many parts of the breakaway Russian factions and other parts, Vienna and all. We decided that Norway, one of the journeys that both I and Devender would remember is on a frozen lake in Norway. And we went all the way almost close to Arctic during winters. It was in the month of January when everybody else from our team had come back to India. We were the only two ones over there. Life was good, kilometers were adding up to our travel, and something mattered that made us come back to India. Something happened. So 2007, we both shifted to India, and we decided that it was time that we start our family. And one thing that Devender did is, before our son was due, you have seen him going around just now, Karan, he wanted to cover Lahore Spiti. And he knew that once our child is born, he won't be able to do that for some time. Like all other parents, we were scared and we didn't know what's coming for us. And so we decided that we will cover some basic things. I kept traveling till 8th month of my pregnancy. And then Karan came. He came into our life. And he came like an angel. And we both were like, oh, we have found a new partner now in travel, Karan has to travel. He has to be a traveler. So what happened? In India, there is a tradition that for the first 40 days, women are confined to a room. You don't normally go out of that room. But on 35th day, Devender was there, packed stuff, too much of extra stuff, with lots of other things which I couldn't even imagine, a heater to be very precise. And on 37th day of Karan's birth, we were out there in the car moving towards Badog. So we decided that it was time that we travel. And trust me, Karan turned out to be a traveler. So just now I think some people were asking about certain destinations, certain other things. He knows about lots of milestones, he knows about lots of roads, lots of routes, lots of other things. And this was the case with not just Karan, with our twins who were born after Karan, 3 years down the line. Between Karan and the twins, again we kept traveling, it was good travel experience. We covered, when our twins were hardly, again we took them before 40 days, out on travel. Again, when they were around 1.5 years, it was a journey of around 6,000 kilometers on the car that we covered. Started from Delhi, we went all the way covering whole of MP till Nasik, or Pench National Park. Almost 17, 18 odd days. So we started with Bhimbetka, we started with Indore, Bhopal, and Pench National Park, Kanha National Park, Bandhavgarh, then Jabalpur, we went to Khajuraho, Sanchi, and God knows what all destinations. But during our entire travel, entire journeys, what we realized is we were reaching close to nature. We were reaching in the rural areas. That is where the fun lies. That is where the life lies. That is where everything has to happen. If you have to enjoy, you have to detox, you have to do whatever you want to do. You have to reach an area where you can see vast open sky, where you can see sunrise, where you can soak your feet in water somewhere, where you are not scared of some thorns getting into your clothes or getting into your feet, right? Where you can touch the trees, where you are walking like this and you can touch the trees. You can feel the ruffle of the leaves as you walk. And then, second thing which really means a lot to you is to be able to eat a good food, good local food. That is when I realized how important that lasan ki chutney and a missi roti was in your life. Bajre ki roti and all. You know, all of a sudden, I don't know, it beats your continental food. After a hard day of thing, and suddenly you don't know that you had so much of stamina and you can walk 14 kilometers in hill. This thing just comes automatically, you know. It's sitting here, somebody asks, oh, 500 meters tak jana hai. We are like, auto milega. If I'm telling somebody that, okay, Mulchand metro station is around half a kilometer, and there, a 10-kilometer track seems like, haan, theek hai, it's 3 hours track, na? Okay, we will do it. Even the people who are hard-bred city people, they will just do it. So travel and road travel and other travel, any kind of thing, you know, it's not about taking a flight, reaching and camping in, you know, checking into a resort and then just hanging it out. It's more about walking. It's more about touching lives of the people. It's more about reaching out to them, being able to knock a couple of doors, being able to play cricket with. We have played cricket with kids from I don't know how many places, because we are never in a hurry to reach a destination. So it will be, you just see the kids playing cricket, oh, let's stop the car, let's enjoy for 15 minutes. So it's not like you have to stop at a dhaba or you have to stop at a restaurant because you're feeling hungry. It's just, you know, you're walking along the beach and you find people playing football in entire coastal belts of India. That's it. That's fun. That's what you're looking for. And this is the experience that you want to gain. Sometimes walking in certain areas gives you that experience. Sometimes you come back with a book that you wanted to finish and you have finished it. You know, it's not about leaving a destination. It's about telling the destination that I have made friends with you. Now I'm going to make friends with another destination. That's what we call as travel. That's what we call as passion. I say there is a reason why something happens and why something doesn't happen. So we have to find a reason why we should be able to travel. And we have to travel. There are 10 things, oh, it will be such a long drive, oh, I won't be able to get food, oh, I have got cold. Anything could be there, but if you have to travel, you have to travel. And somebody told me one day, it's a friend of mine in literature world. He said, Bharti, you travel and you learn about the world. I read books and I learn about the world. And then there are third kind of people who travel and who read books. Nobody can match their knowledge. And they are Bengalis. So, with that thought, you know, I just think that we will hopefully see each other again, you know, during some travel, inspiring each other, inspiring some travel stories. I hope that my story would inspire some people to travel with their families, travel with their parents, and travel with their kids. So it's not that difficult, trust me, but the fun is really, really there. So join your groups and be there, open yourself, embrace some differences, embrace some cultural things, embrace some challenge. But experience and enrichment that you get out of travel is unbeatable. That's all from my side.